This is KGW News at Sunrise.
It was pretty shocking to hear of an 11 million swing.
Another Oregon school district dealing with another budget shortfall. That has people in Newberg calling for the superintendent's resignation. Coming up, why parents and school board members say the budget deficit caught them by surprise.
And new data show it's becoming more expensive to get health care in Oregon. We'll take a look at what's driving up the price ahead in just a few minutes.
Also this morning, we're continuing our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month coverage with a look at the career of former NFL star Troy Polamalu. Did you know, Rod Hill, Christine Pitawanich, and Chris McGinnis, that Troy Polamalu actually has ties to Oregon?
Huh.
True story. Did you know that, Chris? You're an NFL fan.
I didn't, but I did know that he had a spectacular head of hair.
Did you know that, Rod Hill?
I did not know that. I know he's a big Head and Shoulders champion.
Two NFL guys who had no idea Troy Polamalu called Oregon home. That story coming up.
He didn't play at Oregon, did he?
He did not play at Oregon.
Okay.
Played at USC.
Another tie.
Played at an Oregon high school.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Lots to find out here this morning on the Sunrise Show, including your weather forecast.
All right, here we go. Well, we've had some decent rain showers over the past several hours. That wave, if you will, is now moving up into the Cascades. There are more scattered showers to come today. It is one of those days where it's hard to tell how many showers we're going to get or not. But we do know this. It'll be a much brighter day than yesterday. We'll open up partly cloudy skies and get some decent sun and dry time mixed with the ongoing shower threat. Right now, overcast skies, 53 degrees out there. Again, we've had some decent rain just the past couple of hours. 60 at noon. I've got it still cool today for this time of the year. 65 for a high. Here's Chris.
You know, Rod, even as the rain tapers off, there's water on the roads, right? So there's the road spray, I-5 out of North Portland. You got that to go with your coffee this morning, right? But you've got lots of elbow room out there as well. There's not much going on that side of town, Highway 26 near the Sylvan Hill. Again, road spray there, but traffic moving along just fine. And we'll take one last stop here. This is I-5 down near the Wilsonville area. This perspective actually shows the road starting to dry out. We're looking to the north here, and you can see we're moving right along. So, guys, no major freeway trouble out there just yet.
We'll have more from Chris and Rod coming up here later this half hour. Right now, our top story. Another local school district that's dealing with a major budget shortfall. This one is threatening both school jobs and school programs.
Right, so this news apparently came as a pretty big shock to the Newberg school board members after they were initially told the district's finances were just fine. Our Devin Haskins is looking into the situation for us. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning, guys. At a school board meeting in early May, district officials estimated Newberg would have $8 million in savings. But a couple weeks later, district officials then reported a deficit of more than $3 million. Now parents in the district are worried about what that means for next school year. And for many, this was the final straw. Some parents want Superintendent Stephen Phillips to step down. And a petition asking for his resignation has more than 1,000 signatures.
He and his whole cabinet should resign because they're obviously not qualified to lead a school district.
It makes me feel frustrated and angry because it's quite personal at this point. My children are going to be affected.
Says there's a few reasons for the deficit, like less money than expected from the state and higher costs from programs like special ed and transportation.
But I think it's fair to say I understand. We're in a budget crisis, and there's a lot of misunderstanding, but bottom line is people are scared and nervous about the future, and responsibility lies with me.
Phillips also adds they're working with the state, the school board, and unions to solve the budget issues. And while they don't know how many jobs will be cut, he says that number will be significant. Drew?
All right, Devin, while we're covering that story this morning in Newberg, there's another story unfolding here in Portland. Portland Public Schools is narrowing its search for a new superintendent. The 3 finalists for the district's top job were at an open house last night, answering questions from parents. KGW's Alma McCarty was there.
The 3 finalists for Portland Public Schools' top job. Kimberly Armstrong, Deputy Superintendent in Vancouver's Evergreen District, Paul Cruz, who once held the top job in Austin, Texas, and Ethan Udoznata, the number 2 in Salem-Keizer. Tuesday night at Grant High, they made their pitch to parents.
A brave space for students to show up and be who they need to be.
It is really okay to be yourself. and to learn in the way that you learn.
And I'm hopeful that I get a forge a path here, that I will step up as a listener.
Middle school music teacher Rain Stoltz was here.
It's important to know what the future of our district is.
And ready to submit feedback instantly online.
I appreciate that they're opening this up to community and they're looking for feedback, and I hope they'll take it.
Finalists answered questions around advocating for more funding from the state, strategies to keep families from leaving the district, and how they'd help students of color and students with disabilities succeed. Then there's the question of commitment to Portland, seeing as all three have held more than one position over the past several years.
I did move around initially because I'm running during my PhD. There are sometimes movements in there, and it's not moving for the sake of moving. It's always, and I appreciate the question is asking before just making the assumption, well, this guy was just moving around, whatever else. Well, there's a reason why.
I can tell you right now that I never want to go through a process like this again. I'm not going anywhere.
This is a place where I plan to retire, right? Not a career move, but a life choice. I have taken some opportunities. I'm proud to say that I've never made a lateral move.
Though no matter the final decision, Stoltz cautions the new leader faces an uphill climb when it comes to securing trust.
They need to be cognizant of that, and they need to be willing to work toward that.
Again, that was Alma McCarty reporting for us this morning. So the next steps here are going to happen pretty quickly. The school board will deliberate at the end of this week and is scheduled to announce the district's new superintendent sometime next month.
New data from the Oregon Health Authority show healthcare is getting more expensive in Oregon. The report shows costs increased 3.6% from 2021 to 2022. Some factors include prescription drug prices, more hospital outpatient services, and changes in how providers are paid. In 2019, the state created a program with the goal of making sure healthcare costs don't outpace wages and inflation. This 3.6% increase is slightly above what state officials say they were anticipating.
All right, check this out, gang. The Oregon Zoo released 11 turtles back into the gorge yesterday. These are northwestern pond turtles. They're considered endangered in Washington and considered a sensitive species here in Oregon. So as part of this annual project, zookeepers at the Oregon Zoo nurture these turtles until they're big enough to have a legitimate shot at making it out in the wild. And scientists are now estimating that about 95% of these turtles that are released back into the gorge each year manage to survive on their own.
Wow.
So we've covered this before at the Drew at the Zoo.
Oh.
And yeah, these guys are so tiny when they're born. Yeah. They're like easily victims of predators. And so, and they're obviously they're dwindling in numbers. So the zoo thought, let's go get them when they're first born. We'll bring them to the zoo. We'll take care of them until they're big and strong.
Just
we'll put them out there in the wild. They go from this tiny to this big and strong.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're still this big.
Yeah.
When they were released
to there.
Yeah.
Do the big and strong thing again.
Well, they're tiny and then they're big and strong.
Okay, let's go to the weather maps off of that face. All right, cool weather pattern continues today. Yesterday we had the front coming through. We had the no sunshine day as we expected, and periods of steady rain in the afternoon especially. Today it's the scattered showers and the cool air mass with some breaks behind the front. We've had some decent rain overnight. Right now that what has been a pretty good wave of rain has crossed through I-5 and made it through downtown Portland. It's moving up into the Cascades. Snow levels about 5,000 feet up there right now. Timberline is freezing. You can see still some pretty good showers north of downtown up into Clark County. Not much currently off to the west. Rose City cameras showing we are overcast out there. 53 is the number out the door this morning, and it's wet from the rains that we've had in just the past short while. 51 Astoria, Kelso shares it. The Dow's 54, Bend 46, Burns the one spot that's now down into the 30s at 39 degrees. So today's definitely we're going to open up some breaks. High confidence on that. So there will be some nice bright time today. It is tough for me to tell as a forecaster, are we going to have this many total showers moving into the afternoon especially, or that many? So it's one of those days, kind of partly cloudy, watch for some scattered showers, and we'll see what we end up with. I don't see any storm threat today. Here we are at 1:30. Now Futurecast overall doesn't show that much rain today, but again, that's kind of tough to tell. We do believe that this is correct at 7:30. Once the sun starts going down, the showers that we end up having will quickly taper off. We'll be dry overnight tonight and all dry tomorrow. I want to show you rain potential, so we're going to jump to Saturday morning. There's a little wave of moisture coming through, shows some measurable rainfall in Tillamook and Astoria, just a dab, 0.01, 0.02. I think it's possible we get a trace of moisture here up and down the I-5 corridor Saturday morning. May or may not see it. Otherwise, Saturday goes on to be dry. What I really want to show you, bam, look at these big numbers. Developing rain Sunday, Sunday night, Monday night into Tuesday. Could be the biggest widespread soaking we've had in a while. Well over an inch of rain. Now, you know, it's easy to assume, and I'm assuming the same with you, that these numbers are too high. But there's plenty of room for these numbers to fall, and it would still be a very rainy developing Sunday, Sunday night, Monday into Tuesday. Now, what happens on the backside of all that rain? Check this out. Look at this hot air mass starting to nose into us. This is Friday of next week. Right now, weather models suggest we could be 90 degrees or better Thursday, Friday, Grand Floral Parade Saturday of next week. So we're watching that developing story. Sun breaks and showers today. Here are your numbers: 67 in Salem, 62 in Longview, 65 in Vancouver. West winds 5 to 15 as we stay cool. Tomorrow's all dry. We bounce it up to 70. We go 78 Friday. Saturday mainly dry. I'm just watching that early shower chance, and there's that developing rain on Sunday, Monday, when we start to warm up on Tuesday. And that is your update.